Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hot Takes podcast, where we're always seeking to be humble, open, and transparent. In each episode, you will be hearing from a thought leader, a coach, a trainer, a speaker, someone who is desiring to bridge the gap between where you are and where you desire to be. Their stories will be authentic, their stories will be humbling, their stories will be impactful. So please tune in and enjoy. Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. What a wonderful, wonderful day to be alive. I am Lawrence Henderson. I am the host of Hot Takes, which is a podcast, which is a video blog that posts on here on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I am excited to start off this 2021 season just with you. I'm riding solo today, y'all. I'm riding solo. So I'm just going to do actually setting some foundation, setting some groundwork around what the podcast is going to be about this season, who is going to be brought to the stage, if you will, this year, and just some of the things that we're going to talk about. But I wanted to start off because some of you may not be familiar with my podcast, which was actually launched back early spring, kind of as everything was really developing and our understanding of what was happening with the pandemic. And it was a result of, linking up with several other coaches just to talk through our truth. And as you can see, live, it presents different opportunities. So you get to drink water on your live. And so as I was really thinking about my life and how secure I was with my own truth, this real time, y'all, this real time. I got to the point where I had to be honest with myself. I wasn't truthful. I wasn't honest. I wasn't transparent with where I was in my life. And there was a lot of fear wrapped up in what I wanted to be and do as it pertains to business and ownership and leadership, and who I wanted to be involved with as a community. And as a result of not being clear on what my truth was as a business owner, I was trying to wrap my arms around everything. And I didn't want to feel like I was alone. And I found out I wasn't alone as it pertains to people trying to navigate through these stages of understanding of life and transition and all these other things. These other coaches, these other leaders that I respected in my life said, hey, why don't we partner up? Why don't we link up? Why don't we all tell our humble, open, and transparent truth together? And that's what really was the catalyst for launching this podcast. Also, some other leaders in my life that have said yes to me as it pertains to the craziness that goes on in my head. Dr. Lorenzo Wash, who's out there, was one of my instructors at Strayer University, and really on this life journey to really seek understanding around what it means to be in the business of understanding organizational development and leadership at its very foundation. And so I wanted to create a space for other thought leaders, for other researchers, for other academics, for other coaches that are practitioners of what it means to build up human capital, right? We see it all the time across social media, organizational leadership, coaching, all these things have become such buzzwords that sometimes, I don't know about you, it's a little off-putting when I see a post about it, when I read something about it, because it seems like everybody's trying to grab at straws. But I wanted to create this space for others. And so grateful that I have the opportunity to use this platform of LinkedIn Live and some other platforms to really extend the voice of others. And one of the things, if you know anything about me, I really respect the expertise in the amazing qualities and nature of people. And so I didn't want to just be a talking head. I wanted to be able to interview others as we talk through why they chose the path that they have chosen, particularly in areas of professional development coaching, leadership coaching, and then transformational leadership and organizational change, and leadership. So what this platform is all about is speaking your purpose into passion, if you will, but really getting clear around your gifts, the talent, and all the things that get you up in the morning. And when we talk about building a foundation of what this season is going to be about, going to be talking about being intentional, and not just with your goals or different things like that. I want to be intentional with the speakers and presenters. And there's going to be a method to the madness. And one of the things that I have benefited from are people being able to sow into my life that have caused me to grow at a rapid pace over the past 6 months. But I was very, very intentional with the voices I allowed to sow into my life. That had to come with some real clarity around what I actually desired. And so setting this foundation this year are going to be around being thoughtful about the voices that you hear. So I am a learning and development professional. So you're going to hear from learning and development professionals who are not just throwing spitballs at a wall as it pertains to development, but there's a real methodology behind providing impact, not just inspiration. I know a lot of my learning and development professionals, they'll understand this one. This environment has really turned into a gig environment where you have a lot of organizations that really aren't clear about what sustainability looks like as it pertains to developing their internal talent. And as a result of that, they're having retention issues. And I believe that's a direct connection to people really not having buy-in as it pertains to what the mission, vision, and value of an organization is. If you feel like, you know what, that organization over there is really speaking to me, why? Why isn't this organization that you're currently giving your gifts, talent, time, and resources to having that same effect on you? It really has everything to do with how we feel connected within our organizations. And just like I'm doing today, it all starts with what is your foundation? And then one of the biggest buckets that we're going to talk about are the shifts that we're all experiencing right now. 2020 was a year. I think I could get some agreement there that 2020 was a year. 2020 was something that none of us have ever experienced before. And so I'm going to bring on speakers that are going to talk through what does transition or being in a perpetual state of transition or unknowing look like. And guess what, y'all? Nobody has the answers. Why? Because we've never lived today or tomorrow. And so it's going to be exciting about hearing about what leaders are doing to be intentional in setting some real paths and clear guardrails, if you will, on their lives and how they're going to live out 2021. So one of the biggest questions that every speaker should be prepared to answer when coming on to the Hot Takes podcast is, how'd you get started? What made what you do today your thing? Why was that the right work for you? And to answer that for this work for myself, for my coaches out there, there's a huge difference between coaching and consulting. I know coaching has become the popular word to get the bag, but understanding that I was exposed to someone who called themselves a coach who harmed me. It was early on when I transitioned out, and this person was highly credentialed, and they, like most posts, they go out there and say, hey, I got a couple intro sessions, if you will, to talk about coaching and experiencing those things. And for the better part of about 15 to 20 minutes, this person talked to me about how what I wasn't doing right. And basically everything, it was like all the red flags of what you're not supposed to do as a coach. It was judging me. It had me in my feelings. And again, most of you know I transitioned out of the Army. I know how to fight. And I'm a willing participant in what it looks like to fight and be aggressive. And I didn't last the whole 30 minutes, y'all. Be honest with you, I ain't sit through it. I cut the call because of how I felt violated. And in that space of unknowing for myself, I was newly transitioned. Yeah, it was probably a fact. I was having issues with identity. I was having issues with all these other things. But as a coach, you're supposed to pull, and there's supposed to be some discovery that doesn't lead to aggression and fighting. And what ends up can happen is pushed me towards rationalization of what was going on in my life and say, you know what, I'm not that bad. There are others doing worse than me. And so as coaches, we know now today, we set the space and we create a space that's safe first. And then we set a space that is for self-discovery and understanding and a building of self-awareness. And again, for those of you that know anything about me, I talk about self-awareness a lot. Self-awareness is not the culminating event. Self-awareness is, again, the foundation. And then we build upon self-awareness with self-management. And then we build upon that with how are we being experienced and how are we experiencing life, which is shaping how we view the world. And again, all I did just now, y'all, I just broke down elements of emotional intelligence. And so you're going to have speakers and leaders who come in and they talk through what it means to actively use all of these topics we've heard so much about, but they're going to be presenting these things to you. And one of the things as a business owner, I know y'all be excited about this. We're going to talk about making money, right? Because I know at the end of the day, as coaches, as presenters, teachers, you say, I want to build up people. I want to build them up. I want to, yeah. But at the end of the day, one of my buddies, former coworker, used to say, if nobody makes money, you're just going to be a bunch of happy, unemployed people. And so as business owners, as organizations, you want to know if your bottom line is going to be affected. And so one of the people that I'm going to bring on first next week is going to be my first speaker. And it's going to be Jason Force, who is a business owner in his own right, but he also teaches sales organizations, but he trains them from the people side of things. He teaches them from the neuro-linguistic side of things. He teaches them from the mindset side of things. Because again, how many of you know, if you continue to operate the same way you've been, that's the definition of insanity, particularly if you haven't been experiencing any semblance of success. And so to continue to do the same things you've been doing, getting the same results, again, that's insanity, y'all. And so I'm going to bring Jason in. And Jason's going to talk us through what it looks like to be a sales warrior and really get into the technical skills from the people side of things and how we could get better at doing life and actually winning in sales and actually selling some of y'all, making a little bit of money, feeding your family a little bit and experiencing some successes in your life. So those are going to be a lot of things that we're going to talk to. Those of you who understand what podcasting is all about, it's just amplifying voice. It's just creating a space where we can have an intellectual exchange. There may possibly be some verbal banter where we go back and forth, and maybe some verbal combatives, because I don't want speakers who just agree with me. I'm not going to bring on speakers that I just agree with. I want to create a space for us to have humble, open, and transparent conversations. And so if you believe you're somebody who you're doing leadership well, you're training well, you're educating well, you believe you're that next rock star coach who has a program, who has something that you need to present to the world because it will impact in such a level that helps people grow to where they need to go, then let's do it. Let's have a conversation. And so I'm easy to find, as you can see. I'm going to be here every Monday, but also connect with me, grow with me. Because a part of my business development is somebody, Randy Hain, somebody I'm on a nonprofit board with, told me every interaction we have is a form of business development. So let's be intentional about how we grow together. Let's be intentional about how we engage each other, and let's do it well in 2020. So no shade, no nothing, right? Connect with me, grow with me, pray with me if that's your thing. But I look forward to bringing value to you. Every Monday, you're going to see us here. You're going to see me, and you're going to see an amazing leader in their own right, doing amazing things in the world to help bridge the gap between where we are to where we desire to be. And the only way that you get the goods is if you show up during lunchtime. That's why I did it in East Coast time. It's probably breakfast. You're just finishing up breakfast, so that first cup of coffee if you're United States West Coast. But if you're halfway around the world and you're ahead of us, you get it at dinner time and some other things. But I'm excited for what 2021 is going to bring. I'm excited for this opportunity to give voice to something that I don't just feel passionate about, but I feel purpose to share. And that is to create a humble, open, and transparent community that we're not perfect. We're just progressive in how we see life and how we want to do life in community with others. And so I dare you today. You got homework. I dare you today to reach out to someone new and set up a 15 to 20 minute, 30-minute coffee. I dare you. I dare you. Some amazing things are going to happen. So be well, continue to grow yourself, continue to grow others. All right. I'll be talking to you soon. Thank you for listening to another Hot Takes podcast, where we're always seeking to be humble, open, and transparent. Please share, like, comment, subscribe. We love to hear from you. We love to hear from you. So until next time, make sure you present yourself every single day with intentionality. Actions over ideas always win.